Templates are going to be used when that you have areas that you don't want to be changed. So for example, if I want this navigation and this banner and this area up here, and I want this part down here to never change, then I can simply create a template, and this will save me from having to do this over and over. And what it will also save us to do is that when I change a link here, it's just going to update all my web pages. So if you're dealing with a really large site, templates are absolutely the way to go. So you can either create your own template or you can find a template online. This one I found online. So we just saved our regular index page here, and I have the CSS and the images with it. So now what we want to do is we want to save it as a template. So I'm going to come over to File. We're going to say Save as Template. I'm just going to name it My Template, and I'm going to hit Save. And you can see that it creates its own folder over here, and it creates a template. So at this moment, we haven't done anything else to it. We have just created a template. We didn't add any editable regions or anything of sorts. So I'll show you what happens. So I'm going to close this, and we're going to actually do a new. And right under here, under New Document, I can say Site Templates, and I can see that we have my template here. You can see by the image here that it is our template, and I'm going to say Create. Now, what you're going to notice right away is that you get this like circle with the slant in it saying that we can't do anything, right? Because we haven't edited any of this. So this is actually doing what it's supposed to do, which is actually protecting it. So it's actually very good. But we actually want to be able to edit this, right? So we don't want to just have this for the most part. We want to be able to edit certain areas to this. So we have to go back and actually make those fields editable. So what we're going to do, I'm going to close that. I'm going to double click on my template again. And let's say that we want to make this area, because this area we want to keep the same, but this area we want to be editable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select that div, if it allows me here. So I'm selecting that div. I'm going to come up to the Insert panel, and I'm going to go down to where it says Template. And you can see that we have some options here. The three that we're going to be working with is right here. And I'm going to say Editable Region. And you can name it whatever you want. Now, what you're going to see is that this little blue box comes around it. And so what that's telling you is that this is going to be editable. And I'll show you what that means here in a minute. So we're going to select our optional region. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to go to Insert. I'm going to say Template and Optional. Again, you can name it something or leave it as the default. I'm just going to leave it so you can see the if there. We're going to do one more over here. We're going to say Repeating, however. Today. Okay, I'm going to come up to Insert again. I'm going to say Template, and I'm going to say Repeating. Okay, so let's see what that actually looks like now. So I'm going to go ahead and say Save File, Save. So that's saving my template area there. All right, we're going to go back up. We're going to do a new one again. Go ahead and save this. I'm going to save this as our second page. All right, so now we can see that we have, look at here, where we can actually edit this area now. So this region is editable. So you can see you can type new information in this area. Optional, for some reason, hasn't been working with the last couple of versions. So there should be a little button here. You can see that it worked, that we did have it actually in there. Now it's just giving us that big, X arrow there. Optional should be that I should give the option to see the material, or I don't see the material. So it has not let us do that. Over here is our repeated region. I'm going to say Add. And when you say Add, you can see that it added that repeated region there as well. So these come in very handy and helpful when you're designing web pages. They're a little funky to get used to, but once you do, they're pretty